Welcome back to another episode of A Couple Issues. My name is David. This is my wife Karen, and again, we're doing this podcast because God told us to.
Yep.
A couple issues for couples issues for a couple issues.
I like that. Oh, a
But
couple
that's
issues.
funny. I just came up with it right now.
Our new slogan.
Yeah.
No,
We'll
I
copy.
like that. I like that.
That's funny.
So for our opening question, just so you guys can get to know us a little bit, it would be, what is your favorite snack? Like just a random snack.
That's a hard one.
Why?
I don't think I have one.
Oh, okay.
I think it would have to be something sweet.
Okay,
Like,
you're more like sweet.
Oh, you know what I crave a lot right now? Cheese Danish from Starbucks. That's a snack. Right there.
Gross.
That's a snack.
Snack.
What about you?
For me, I would say kind of depends, but I'm more like salty, more chips.
So
Like before, it would just be like hot Cheetos. I loved hot Cheetos, but now I don't really snack much, unless it's like a sugar-free
what about those
cookie.
keto ones we got?
Which
Those chicharrones.
one?
Those
I mean,
chicharrones.
yeah, but honestly, you're the one that finishes
We
them
were snacking on them hard last weekend.
with the
On
Valentina. Yeah,
no,
you
on
said
the Tencel.
Tencel.
Eliana.
Oh yeah, those were good. But I need the salty, like yeah.
Yeah. Next time we'll have a plate. Of
No,
snacks.
for real. Con
That's
salchichas picadas.
Oh,
Uy, Valentina.
limoncito,
Yeah.
That's funny.
You know, you get your cheese thing and
Cheese
then
Danish.
I get the chicharrones and salchicha.
Cheese Danish. I was like,
No, a mí sí se me hizo agua la boca.
that's funny. Yeah, but that one's good.
Okay,
So,
that is good.
it's totally opposite. That's crazy.
I mean, we're totally opposites.
Yeah, and I can't really do chips like that.
And I can't
I
really.
can.
I
but,
mean, if I'm on my period, I can do like chocolate, but then that's the only time that I really crave chocolate. Other than that, I'm not like, oh, give me a donut. Like, no.
Yeah. Oh, los chocolates de Kinder. Those are fire.
Oh, no.
But I
You can
don't-
have those all the time.
Yeah, I could.
No.
It could be a whole meal.
Didn't someone give Didn't someone give you a whole bag of
Yeah, I
those?
think my sister Diana.
Oh yeah, for Christmas or your
I
birthday,
don't
something like
remember,
that.
but
Yeah,
that was the best.
they were gone fairly quick.
Manden chocolates de Kinder.
Not
funny.
sponsored yet.
No, pero el fan base que manden chocolates del fan
So sorry, shout out. Or one view.
Our 8 subscribers. Manden chocolates. 8 chocolates.
It's
Uno
just
cada
all.
quien, uno
It's just
cada-
all of Cesar's accounts.
Just to stalk us.
Love it.
That's
We love
funny.
it.
But yeah, so we'll jump in right into the topic. What's today's topic?
Today's topic is el machismo.
Dun, 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 dun. Ya ni voy a querer hablar yo.
I know.
That's funny.
I know. So
Yeah, why are we talking about this?
we're talking about this because about maybe a month ago now, I want to say.
Maybe less. I don't know. Who's counting?
Okay.
Days are long.
No, for real.
It was yesterday. It feels like a month.
Okay, so aquí Mr. Perez was the terco that he. Okay, so we.
forgot what happened.
Bruh.
I did.
Okay, it was because we're gonna say a lot of
Se me olvida cuando me
we're gonna
quedé-
say a lot of personal things, and we're gonna be very open, humble, and transparent.
Hot.
Very hot. So we obviously we're fixing our credit. We're in the process of building it up and whatnot. And Mr.
Is
Perez,
that what it- oh,
that's what
yeah,
it was. And
was.
Mr. Perez
Damn,
wanted to get
that's
a you wanted to get a credit
Right.
card
right.
to build more credit, but he wanted a credit card for the business to build more credit so that the truck can go under the business,
Yeah, whole
which
process.
like financially makes sense, yes, but our credit isn't there, right? So estaba terco y teco porque he's gonna do it. Me, I'm like, okay, I think that's a good idea. I think eventually we should do that, but like call the bank, let's figure it out. Let's ask questions. What do we need? Do we have enough? Like, is our credit good? Do we have the financial means to make those moves? Because the bank is going to ask you things like that. So I told them, don't do it until you have these answers to these questions, because to me, it just makes sense.
And I did.
After. Then estaba ahí, in good ways. Estabas fregando. I don't know how other way to
Very
put
good
it.
way.
Yeah. He was very, very consistent in like, I'm gonna do it. And I was like,
I just couldn't let the thought go.
yeah, which is fine, but I'm like, ¿qué te cuesta like get the answers?
I
But he was
did. I
all
told you I did.
no,
And
no,
what
you
were you
didn't.
arguing about?
Because then,
It's fine.
because then in the process of it, he was like, "No, what is the bank gonna do? They're gonna tell me this. They're gonna tell me that." I'm like, "Okay, but you don't know for sure what they're gonna say because you haven't asked." So then at the end, I was like, "Whatever, do whatever you want." That was like our last conversation of me telling him pretty much do whatever you want, because I was like over it, and I'm like, "Well, you're gonna find out." I mean, it's funny now, but at the moment, I was very frustrated. So I was like, bro, like, let's just ask the questions. So then he was like, I remember, oh my God, estaba en el corral con la Nai, and I was like somewhere between the kitchen and the dining room. And he was like, oh, I gotta tell you, I did something. And I was like, what did you do? And then you were like,
Es que,
oh,
¿qué te iba a decir?
literally.
When you're scared. Es que, ¿qué te iba a decir?
Ay, se me olvidó. ¿Qué te iba a
That's funny.
decir? And he was like, oh, I applied for the credit card and
As you told
it
me
got
not to.
denied. And I was like, dude. And then we were talking about how when you apply to a credit card, like, that's a hard inquiry. And I'm like, told you not to do that because we want to buy a house and we can't have hard inquiries, especially declined ones. Like, bro, it's gonna look bad. So he went and did that. And I got mad because I personally don't like to tell him like I told you so, because I would rather save like the consequence of it. But I was like, I told you, like, why? Like, I was so frustrated. I was so frustrated because I'm like, you just don't listen. Why?
That's a good
Just kidding.
question.
Say no to violence.
That's a good question. Why?
Why?
I don't know. I mean, that's why we're having this conversation. I think obviously it's part of that, right?
Yeah,
The
el
ego.
machismo.
Yeah, the ego.
Yeah.
The manly ego.
Yeah. Because we got in an argument. We were both mad because I'm like, dude, like, I told you not to do that. And you went and did it. And we were mad for, I want to say, for like the rest of the day into at
For
night.
the
Like,
rest of the
we,
month till
until
today.
right now. No. And then later at night, we like talked about it. And I'm like, ¿por
Yeah.
qué? Like, my main question was like, ¿por qué te cuesta tanto? Like, not like,
Pero
listen
no es
to
de que
me,
me cuesta.
you
It was
know?
just that one time.
Sí, pero antes sí era muy frecuente.
Yeah, just over
But
the
now
time.
it's obviously in moments like this it still arises. So
Mhm.
why does it arise?
Exactly. We're here to find out and investigate.
Why ain't no FBI agents?
That's funny. I don't know. I mean, that's a good. I think a lot of it has to do with that. Um, like como macho alpha. No, like
Man of
I
the
guess
house.
yeah, like a man that doesn't want to hear it from his wife, because we always think we know best, we know better,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I mean, subconsciously maybe we're like, oh, you can't tell me what to do.
Yeah.
You know, even though I didn't think about it, but it's kind of leaning towards that. You know, just I don't know. Yeah, like creo que es parte del machismo que
Yeah. Like coming
that it's
from
kind of like from generation to
yeah.
generation, I guess. You know, not that I don't know.
I mean, yeah,
it's
because
I don't
even
remember vividly seeing my dad do that, but
but
maybe
he
he did.
does.
Maybe he did and does it, and it just kind of like sticks to me
Yeah.
without me noticing is
Yeah.
sticking to me, you know?
Because even now thinking about things like that, like I can hear mom like, "Oh, I told you to do this," or "I told you this," and he decided to
Yeah,
do
we're
whatever
just it's
he
because we're
thought.
stubborn,
You
you know,
know?
and like
Yeah.
I'm not just saying just me. I mean,
Yeah.
I think males are stubborn and we just have that ego
Yeah.
that we're like, okay, well, why should we listen?
Right. And
You
I
know,
guess to me,
and
like,
it's not.
it's frustrating,
It
or
is
it has
frustrating.
not just because of like el machismo aspect, but because, like, as me as your wife, at least, I'm like, I want what's best for you. Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that's something that
I
it's like,
tend to forget that too.
I've always, and I think I will always want the best for you, even if, like, Dios no lo quiera, right? But in the future, we will get, because you're the father of my girls. And I know that if you're doing good and you're successful and you're whatever it is, like, that's going to, like, trickle down on them as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
And especially speaking financially, like, of course, it's going to try.
Um,
My child support is going to be good.
oh my god.
No, no, no. But you know what I mean? So then being married to me was like, from me as your wife, like, I have always, even back then, like, wanted the best for you at all
Yeah.
moments. Like, I never saw it like as a competition or even wanted it to be
Yeah.
a competition, because back then it was like that. It was like if we were competing against each other. And I think a lot of marriages can relate to that because of el machismo, of like men wanting to have the upper hand on things all the time, that now suddenly it becomes like a fight over power, or like quién puede más, quién tiene más. And then you forget that you are united. Like,
Mhm.
God has united you when you get married and to become one. And instead of working as a team and growing our marriage or growing our finance or growing whatever we need to grow, it becomes an issue.
Yeah.
Or like now it's like falling apart, or now like, ay, él es que no me hace caso y hace lo que quiera. Ay, es que tú estás loca. Es que, like, now it adds more things that maybe shouldn't be in it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's a good point. Yeah.
Mm.
So I don't know. I mean, ¿cuál es la definición de machismo?
Tú. Ah.
Let's ask ChatGPT.
A ver.
It's funny.
Es-
Definición de machismo: a strong or exaggerated sense of manliness, often involving dominions over women or emotional suppression. So like toxic, you know.
¿No viene tu nombre ahí?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
So yeah, I mean that's just
I mean,
taking advantage of your power, basically. You know.
yeah. Pretty much just thinking because you're a man, you have the upper hand on
Yeah,
things.
which is fine. I mean, I think we are called to lead, but it's just
And I think so too. I think that in no means do I want to be like to have the upper hand for you, because even God tells you, right? Like, and there's a lot of times where like man use, like, in the Bible it says that women have to be submissive to men,
mhm,
right? So yes, it does say that, but also, are you worthy of being
right,
submissive to?
right. It's like, are you leading or are you taking advantage? You know,
Right,
of
right,
your power.
right. Especially when there's cases where, like, oh, you have to cook and clean and do all these things, but then men are providing the bare minimum,
Yeah,
or not present there emotionally for their wives or even their kids.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. I mean, that's true. It's like, for example, like on Proverbs 29:11 says, "A fool gives full vent to his spirit, but a wise man quietly holds back." So it goes back to that, like, are you leading or are you taking advantage of your power?
right,
Because if you're taking advantage of your power, then that verse kind of explains like you're not lashing out in anger, you show self-control, especially in conflicts, you know,
yeah,
and then you use your words to build up and not tear down, like a
right,
team player, and which is something you just kind of touched on.
right. But then you think
Like you
of,
think you're competing rather than you're
right,
playing against each other rather than playing on the same
right.
team.
And then even thinking about the generational curses.
Hmm.
Like, men, like, they don't teach you how to be an actual man. They teach
Mhm.
you how to lash out when you're arguing with your
Yeah,
wife.
or that's what you're watching your parents
Yeah,
do.
that's what you're watching with your parents. At least growing up, that's all I watched, you
Yeah,
know? And even like not just like my dad, but like my brothers also to my mom.
yeah,
Whereas like she wasn't allowed to have a voice, and she would stand up for herself,
yeah.
don't
I
get me
mean,
wrong, but
yeah,
it was a lot of that.
yeah, yeah. I mean, obviously, actions speak louder than words.
Yeah.
So they're not verbally telling us that that's what we should do, or
Right,
that's what
right,
but they're showing us with their
right.
actions.
Or even saying like boys don't cry, be tough,
Yeah,
no pasa
don't
nada.
show your emotions.
Yeah, and it's
But
like
yeah,
what? Sí pasa, y pasa mucho.
yeah, that's true.
Mm,
Yeah, which is, I mean, and you see it a lot with your friends. Like at least us boys growing up, you see it with your friends
mm,
doing the same thing. Like, oh, that guy is strong. He never like shows his emotions,
right,
and we don't really talk about it. Like, oh, praise him because he's so tough. But
right.
we see it. Like, dude,
Yeah,
you never cry. You're always like tough, and you always stand
right,
up to all these things, and
right.
you know
And
but
that's
it's like
true.
it's also not necessarily a good thing,
Right,
because we don't really know like how that person's feeling.
right. Like it's okay, like if you're crying as a boy or a man, like that's also valid. Doesn't make you weak or it doesn't make you any less than.
Yeah,
Just makes you a human with
yeah, but
true
you guys
feelings.
feel
Like
embarrassed when that happens, huh?
right. Because of like the stigma and stereotypes of it,
Yeah,
which is not okay. Because even thinking back, like I think it took me forever to actually see you cry. And we've been together for like 17 years.
yeah, I mean, yeah,
You know?
it's also, I mean, I'm not a I guess I am, I don't know, like a super emotional person.
You are very into your emotions, but not like you know
I mean,
what
I
you're
also don't just
feeling,
cry
but
for
yeah, you just don't,
like
you know?
it's hard for a movie to make me cry.
Yeah,
It's hard
yeah.
for like
And I guess that's normal. Like I don't know. Like
like
but that goes back to that, like if you are taught at a young age not to cry
I mean,
because your
yeah,
friends would be making fun of you, of course as an adult, you're not gonna be like
yeah,
crying.
yeah. I mean, I remember a lot of times crying as a kid, like in front of my friends. But to this day, I mean, I've seen my dad cry once, maybe, you know, like
Yeah.
see him
Yeah.
once my whole life, probably. So, I mean, that says a lot,
Yeah, yeah.
like,
Yeah. Mm.
yeah. So, I
Nah,
mean,
that's sad. I be watching movies and I'm crying. I can watch The Notebook right now and cry, and I've watched
the
The Notebook a
Notebook,
million times.
it's out right now on Netflix.
I know, ya la van a quitar.
But I mean,
Um,
why? Let's talk about why is it a positive thing that a man should listen to his
like
wife?
being
Because
machista.
we know all the negatives.
Yeah, right.
We know that it's obviously
There's a positive. I'm just
there
kidding.
is a positive that a man should listen to his wife. Why
Right,
is it a positive thing?
right.
Maybe it's something that we're not truly understanding.
Yeah, and I think, well, yeah. Oh, salud.
You can edit
I
that.
nah. Um,
Like,
okay, a
okay, so es
positive
que
why men should listen to them, not a
why
positive,
is it a
not
positive thing when you listen to your wife?
okay, yeah. Now, why is why is
No,
being machista positive?
no,
Okay,
yeah, no, being a
because I'm
being
like,
machista is not
okay,
a positive.
no. I
Yeah,
think being a leader, like being the provider and being like the man of God, is positive, right? Which would be like if the I don't know what
I mean, it goes back to
is
how are you leading,
right,
and
like
then, for example, in Proverbs, chapter 20, verse 7, it says, "A righteous man walks in his integrity." So it's like, what kind of man are you?
right.
A trustworthy, honest, that keeps his word. Same person in private and in public. And then it's just like what you were going to say. Like, what kind of person are you
Yeah,
as the man of the house?
yeah.
Because I mean,
So I'm like, I
I
want
don't
a
think,
macho,
but yeah, and I
but
don't,
like
and I don't think that,
a good macho, not
yeah, and I don't think that you're supposed to, as a person, not just male or female.
Mhm.
I think that you're not supposed to change who you are God made us unique and
Yeah.
different in our very own way. So I don't think you're supposed to, but I think God tells us like we have some things that we can work on and control to an extent, just to live life like better with your
Right.
spouse, with your kids, and a relationship with your dad or mom, your
Right.
siblings. But if you're not that kind of man or that kind of
Right.
person, it just makes everything so complicated.
Well, yeah, and then
When it
at
goes back
least.
to like, oh, I'm not that person or that man, so then
Mm,
why should I lead the house this way? And then
right.
I should just be a machista, and I'm just gonna be this
Right.
and not lead with the right intentions. You know.
Like, I'm glad that you, as a man, you changed,
Hmm.
and you changed your way of thinking and your way of being, because we do have three girls. I mean,
Yeah.
and for them to know, like, this is what a healthy marriage looks like. This is what an argument looks like. This is how we fix them. This is how my dad was, only puts a standard for them,
Yeah.
right? Because unfortunately, it's like when we see things that are repetitively done at our home, we tend to think that that's normal. And
Hmm.
sometimes they're bad things, like domestic violence and other bad things. You grow up thinking that that's normal, and you grow up getting that pretty much.
Yeah.
At least for the kids, if you see domestic violence and you end up getting a boyfriend that's very similar to that, you are going to think that that's normal,
Hmm.
when it's not, right? You're gonna think, well, if he loves me because he hits me, because he's correcting me, and that's not
Right.
true. And I think that at least for our girls, I'm happy that they're growing up seeing something healthy. Like, they've seen us have disagreements.
Hmm.
We don't really fight anymore where we're like arguing. There's times where like we do tend to like raise our voice a little more than what we should, but then we both like correct ourselves,
Hmm.
and then we have both like apologized or like talked it through it, even with them here, because it's healthy for them to see that too. I don't think it's normal for them to not see an argument or a disagreement, because then it tends to be like, oh, my parents never argue, they had the best marriage. And it's like, well, no. And now they enter a marriage and have an argument, and they're like, oh no, it's not supposed to be like this. You don't love me because you're disagreeing with me.
Yeah. But also, I mean, not every argument
No, no,
should be.
no. No, 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 no. There's certain
Yeah.
topics that are obviously private to just
Right.
me and you.
Right. Yeah.
But like this one, the one we had about
With the
arguing about the credit, it was in front of all of them. And I'm like, bro,
se enojó
why?
como él.
Well, yes, I'm like, ¿y mi casa qué, amigo?
But anyways,
No, ya me enojé otra vez.
but yeah, I mean, it just goes back to
Yeah,
that. And it
yeah,
took I mean, it takes a lot. It's not something
yeah.
that just comes overnight or something that's easy. It takes a lot of praying, a lot of surrender, you know,
Mm,
first to
yeah,
your flesh, because you as a person, you want to be and do certain things that are easy.
right.
Like, oh, it's
That's true.
easy to lash out in anger and just let your emotions free. And I feel like being loud. I feel like being angry and just express my anger, or I feel like cussing, or I feel like,
Yeah,
whatever the case may be, that it's not very positive in the environment. It's easy.
right,
And it's easy to just like
right.
not correct, not say sorry, not be a
Sleep
good
it off.
leader. Yeah.
Because you used to do
I
that a
mean, yeah, it's
lot.
easy to
Oh,
just be like, oh, I'm tired and I'm gonna go to bed, because I know we just argue, but we're going to bed. Like, I'm
yeah, it's
tired.
late. Good night. Yeah,
And so like all those things are easy, and over time, I mean, you have to obviously lean a lot into God, and for Him to like transform you.
right. I mean,
Because
yeah, it comes down to
it takes
like,
a lot of like research too, like deep research to yourself,
right,
like why are things the way
right.
they are, and I mean, honestly, it had to start from me, because there were
Yeah,
certain things
yeah,
that I wanted you to do differently, but it didn't happen until I started changing. Like,
right,
I could sit here and tell you you need to do this and this and that
right, right,
and
right.
change in different ways, but it didn't start happening until I started taking the lead. And I need to be better at being more consistent, keeping my word, being honest, respecting you, loving you. And loving you is like something easy, right? Like, it's an emotion, like, oh, I love you, I want to be with you. But loving you takes a lot, like Like, for example, if you forget to put the toothpaste away or the cap and forgot to close it, it's like, why am I gonna go and start an argument about that? You know,
Right.
like, yes, it bothers me,
Right.
but what it takes me 3 seconds,
Mm.
close it, put it away. And then it's gonna take more
You
that
have
I
a
get
really
out of
good
the
point.
bathroom and say, hey, you
Yeah.
forgot to close it. I'm tired of it. I'm pissed. Now it's
Yeah.
late, or it's early in the morning, it ruined our day, or
Yeah.
it's late at night where we're like, okay, we're just gonna sleep on
Mm.
the opposite sides of the beds. And so it's just those little things that I guess to an extent you can call it die to self every day, you know?
Yeah.
So it takes a
You
lot.
died to self. I'm sorry.
But it takes a
No,
lot
yeah.
daily, like
Yeah.
daily. And then that's when
Yeah.
you start making the changes and little things start bothering you, like, so
I mean, yeah, I think
so it takes a lot. I mean,
because I'm
it's
like
over the
you.
years.
Two things that I would like to say that like hearing you out, right? And I think the first one is that you first have to be conscious of wanting to grow and wanting to do
Oh yeah,
better. Because if you stay within your ways of like, this is just the way I am, then that's
that's the
it,
worst
right?
mistake
Like right
ever.
now, the topic is just machismo, but there's a lot of things that, I mean, we could like nitpick of both of us that we have changed or that we have done wrong. Um, and I think that that's one, the first thing, like accepting que si hay machismo, and two, like deciding to actually change it,
Yeah,
right? Because it's como ahorita dijiste, like it's so easy to just do whatever we've seen, whatever we're used to. But I think that there's a point when we become adults and now have to take ownership of our actions and the way we think and the way that we are and the way that we speak versus like, oh, it's because of my trauma with my parents. I think everyone, to some
it could become an
extent,
excuse.
yes, to some extent, we all have traumas and we've all been through something that has impacted us, right? Because essentially that's what it is. But then it's like, when do we stop putting that excuse?
Yeah.
When do we take
When do
ownership?
you take action?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you have to start by
You know,
deciding,
you know,
because obviously, like, I have always been hungry about God
yeah,
and like going after God.
yeah,
But it like in the traditional, I guess, church, growing up Catholic and whatnot, you kind of get lost in that, right? So when you go through your trials and your mistakes, and it's time to grow up, now you have to decide, okay, what kind of life do I want to live? You know,
yeah,
like now, I've never thought about the future until, like, you know, we were having issues in our marriage, and I was like, oh shoot, like my life doesn't end right here. And like, what, I still have a bunch of years. I
right,
still have, my
right,
kids, my wife, my life. So how do I want to live it? And then now you start analyzing, like, okay,
right. So you
do I
kind of
want
have
to?
to hit rock bottom before,
But you
but you
shouldn't.
shouldn't
It
have
shouldn't
to.
have to.
Yes,
It
yes.
shouldn't have to. But we're human, so most of the time we do.
We have to hit rock bottom.
You
And I
know.
think and at least for us in our marriage, we did hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
And that's when we started to really analyze, what did we want for our marriage? What did you want for me as a wife?
Yeah. I
And
mean,
what did
things
I
needed to
want?
change.
And what did I want for you as a husband?
Hmm.
Because like now thinking back, it's like I was 100% very submissive. Like I've always had a strong character and like outgoing and out there and extrovert and things like that. That's not a surprise. But thinking back, I was very submissive to you in our marriage. And I think it goes back from like, that's what I would see at home,
Right.
where
That's what
it's
you
like,
saw growing up.
yeah, which is like just whatever you said went, whether I agree or not. And I mean, to this day, that's the
I
reality. That's
mean,
my
yeah,
parents.
you were being
Yeah.
submissive without really knowing what it meant.
No, it was
You
just
know.
like así era
Yeah.
and that was it.
That's the rule. Is just follow it, kind of.
You did whatever you wanted to do.
Yeah. I miss those days. Nah, just kidding. No, yeah, that's true. But then that's why I think um there's a positive, like listening to our wives is very important. Like I think that, for example, in our marriage, I see and hear and feel the Holy Spirit a lot in you, and that helps me with decision making. That helps me with being humble and and remembering and understanding that, you know,
Yeah.
it's not always like me choosing everything. And even though we are the leaders, we should lead
Right.
correctly. um there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I'm stuck, what do you think, give me your
Right.
opinion.
Right.
Blue or red, and if you choose blue, just go with it.
Right. And it goes back to
A
being
team, a
one and
team.
being a team and being united, because at the end of the day I think that it's like we want our marriage to succeed and we want to grow, and we like the goal of when you get married is to be together
Yeah,
forever,
yeah,
right? Like I would not want to be in a marriage where I'm less than, right?
yeah,
Like I also don't want to be upper hand, like como I don't know, right now it's trending a lot, like the feminine era. Like I'm in my feminine
yeah,
era, but I think that even though it's like a trend or whatnot, like yeah, I am in my feminine era because I want you to lead me,
yeah,
right? Because I can't thrive as a mom or as a woman or of who I am if you're not leading
yeah,
me in a way, you know.
yeah,
Because then if I have to be the man, then what do I need you for?
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, the only time, the one and only time, and the first time that God said something wasn't good is when He said it's not good for man to be alone. And you can see it if you guys read your Bible. You
Right.
can see it right away in Genesis chapter 2, verse 18.
He created everything good. He
God
created
said
the
it's
sea.
not good for man to be alone. I
Right.
mean, it's a biblical principle. Like, humans are meant for relationship and connection, with one another. And
Right.
if you can't do that by, humbling yourself and listening to your wife, then how else is that going to work?
Right.
So, and it doesn't just work with your spouse. It works with the relationship you have with your kids, with your sisters, your brothers, your friends, your dad and mom, your coworkers. Like, if you're not, if you're taking your machismo and with you everywhere you go, with every relationship that you have, it could be very difficult to maneuver life.
Right.
Then you're stuck alone and you're like, oh yeah, no tengo amigos. I'm a lone wolf. It's like, well, God didn't mean for us to be
Right.
alone.
Right.
So that goes with everything. So I think that's why it's positive for us as men to listen to our spouse.
Yeah. Or bad things happen.
Our bad things happen. It's
Mini
a
story
horror.
time.
It's horror. So
Yeah.
I mean, it takes. Oh shoot, I like hit myself. So it takes and it takes a lot. We know it's not easy,
Yeah.
but it's also for the best of your marriage and
Right.
and everything
Right.
around you. I mean, so
Oh, I agree. I
yeah.
agree.
But yeah, I mean, I think we're done. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching. And
Yeah. In summary, machista bad, men of God good.
yes, exactly. So,
Read your Bibles.
so yeah, catch us on the next episode. Thank you guys.
Catch us on the
Bye.
flip side. Bye.